Alright, so welcome back again. Today I'm actually going to be finally putting a proper header on the bike, which I'm going to be meeting with my M4 exhaust. And before I'll do that, I'm going to unbox it and show it to you what I got, and that way we can just get started on it. So I ended up going with the Lextek header they sell for the GSX-S1000. So I heard, pretty good things about the header, and I think it's like decently priced. I thought it will be cool, kind of like put it together and see it, how it's built. Let me just go ahead and do that right now, just so I can get an idea of how it's gonna fit into the bike, and maybe I can just put it in front of the bike and just present it and see. So this is an area that I need to pay attention to. As you can see, this is the 12mm bung that comes on the header, and the one I have in my hand right now, this is the one that comes from DynoJet, so I can accommodate my wideband from the AutoTune. Start by removing the bolts that are holding the radiator, just so you can create more space and push it forward so you can get better access to the bolts on the header. Once the radiator is loose, then in my case I decided just to move the horn out of the way, just so I can have even more space to work on. And now I started just going one by one, just undoing all the bolts from the header. Just be careful, don't rush it, just go little by little. In this case I was using a extension from a jack, just so I can do a little bit of a leverage. And then I just move to the back of the exhaust, just so I can start taking apart, slip on, heat shield, and every other bolt that's holding, the complete system together. Once all the bolts are removed, voila, the header is gonna come out. Remove the O2 sensor. The kit I purchased came with gaskets, so I removed the ones in the bike by just prying them out just a tiny bit, and then just making a lot of force without leaving marks on the outlets. And then I'm installing the new ones, and I'm installing all the runners, which are independent, like I showed you at the beginning of the video. Clearing this without any issues. And then I just wanted to get to this portion because I wanted to confirm that I was going to be able to have what I'm expecting, to be able to put the M4 slip on in here. But more importantly, I'm gonna go to the other side now. I needed to confirm the clearance for the O2 sensor, and what I mean by that is this is what I was explaining before. So here you have the bung that comes from it's actually designed to be housing the O2 sensor that comes with the bike, the 12mm one, and that's actually not enough, I think, clearance for me to like this is the small one. This that comes from the bike, and if you come here, you can just install it. Of course, this is loose, so I can just pull it, but I can just install it in here, and I have no clearance issues. But if I were to show you how the O2 sensor for can either maybe remove this one and maybe make the hole a little bit lower, and I can just mark it to ensure that I can maybe get it this way, but then at the same time I don't want to be creating any issues with changing all the feature where I have this in a way. So I'm just going to be taking a look at, take a couple measurements and make sure that
So now we're with a clear plan of what I wanted to do. I decided to mark the portion where I wanted to drill the hole and weld my O2 bung. I welded the bung to that collector just so I can accommodate the AutoTune. So now with the header connected, the bung welded, I can finally just put the final portion of the exhaust in, and I can start putting all the sleep on as well as the heat shield, and start putting together all those brackets that are gonna make available or make possible, to accommodate all the original stuff that I have in the bike, such as I just mentioned, the heat shield as well as the sleep. Install all the springs on the bike using that spring puller provided by Lextek, which I'm very happy about. With everything installed and mocked up, at this point I can finally start to tighten all the bolts. One quick tip that I'll give you is to ensure that you go and put the same amount of threads on each of them, not specifically each runner, but at least for the same one, just so you can apply the same amount of pressure against the runner and the engine.
Alright, so it's now installed, and I just wanted to show you the final product. So if we look from the back, you'll see the kit provides with a long bolt that's going to be reusing the existing area where the muffler blocks used to be connected to. So that will be connected to, if I can pick through here, this bracket, kind of like Z bracket or something like that, S maybe. And that what's gonna do is just to give you another mounting point. Let's just go from the bottom. It's gonna give you another mounting point. It's not completely connected. I'm just gonna put the washers now, but just to show you, this will connect to the clamp on the exhaust, or the final, the link pipe at the end, and then this will give you, this other bracket will give you the ability to have a mounting point, so you can continue using your heat shield. Just even when I still missing some washers, when I'm gonna come back and install, it feels super sturdy. And that's the area that I welded earlier, and you saw me putting all the springs and then everything connected to here, which looks pretty nice and pretty decent. Built pretty well. The clearance with oil filter is great, and now final piece of the puzzle is just to put the other pieces, just to put the plastic in here. But I'm not expecting anything to be in the way, since everything else is pretty tidy and running on the inside of the bike. So it's done. At least all the bolts are now tight. I put the springs, and this is not completely tightened because I'm still working on the slipper and whatnot, but I'm just gonna at least just cover the muffler, just so I can look for any leaks before I put the radiator back together, before I go and take it for a spin. So what I found was actually I was getting a lot of air. Not even putting, when I was blocking the slip on, I was getting a stream of air coming out of this area. So I figured it was one of these joints that it was not completely sealed. So I just tapped it with my welding glove, because this is already like super hot, and yeah, it worked out. So right away went away. I think and I kept applying, you know, pressure, the slip-on, putting my hands looking for leaks, and like for the most part like sealed perfectly. So even the slip-on is actually completely sealed, even though I have not even put the bracket or the actual bracket that holds it together. So it sounds great. It sounds louder, but it's not like super loud. It's just a different tone. But I like it. You can tell like definitely more flow coming out of the exhaust though. So I'm excited to go out for a ride and try that plus the new quick shifter. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm just gonna tie it up everything, and I'll show you the final product in a couple minutes.